This is just going to be a quick vid here. Wanted to show the Ironclad Dread here outside, and of course now when I bring the model out, it's starting to rain. But I just wanted to show it in its natural lighting. I'm kind of covering over the lighting though because of the fact that it is raining. Yeah, here it is, and I airbrushed the remaining of it. And I will explain that in the video inside. I'm going to quick get out of here because it's raining. Alright, so here is the Ironclad Dread under my halogen lamps here. And color wise, it looks really good. And there's some areas where the paint seemed to collect and dry darker than some of the other areas, so it does give it kind of a weird natural blending wet look kind of deal. I don't know. The one thing that I noticed though, compared to the Space Marines that I all painted by brush with the same mixture, is that the Space Marines looked a little bit more smoother than this Ironclad here with the. But like I said, overall I'm pleased with the way how the Dread turned out. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really seem to have that as smooth a texture as I like, but that's because of the atomization of the paint and the air. But it did flow a lot better. And it's under the fluorescent lights here. It's very it's like it looks very bright purple. What you're seeing on the screen is actually probably pretty comparable to what you will see in normal lighting. It is a very dark. Under bright light that I see through my eye right now, not using the camera, it's very bright purple. Not as bright as it would be if it was sprayed on top of a white overcoat. But since this is just the natural gray that the model came with, it's a little bit darker. And yeah, there's really not much else to say. So what did I do with how did I solve this situation with my Badger? Well, basically what I did, this cap, is I went with a medium tip with the airbrush. I did some reading and researching, and I went on to Badgers, and they explained some stuff about their point sizes. Not point sizes, but the size of the needles. And basically, like, for us novice people, we would probably think that the fine needle, which I had in here was a fine needle, meant for fine detail. But really what it comes down to is it's your mixture of the paint. For a Badger, on the article that I read, their fine tips is like for food coloring, ink. If you work with those mediums, then you know what I'm talking about. So the medium tip is more for the higher viscosity paints, like the acrylic paints and stuff like that. And then a heavy would be for spraying varnish. So that's the theory between the size of the needle. Is actually, at least for Badger, you want to keep in mind that it's designed for the type of medium that you're trying to push out. So like if you do want to use a fine tip needle, you'll have to overly reduce your acrylic paints in order for that to work. Just keep in mind that when anything that you reduce, you weaken the acrylic polymerization, or the hold that the paint will have on the model. So that's why getting a hold of the airbrush medium is great, because it's designed to reduce your paint without losing that acrylic resin binding features that acrylic paint has. Even though like you can reduce with water, but then when you're reducing with water, you're breaking up that bind element. Discovering, and what has worked is that the fine needle, the medium that I was trying to push through the brush with the fine needle was too thick. Switching to the medium needle made the difference. It had a larger size hole so that the paint will flow out more freely, whereas like when I had the fine needle, the hole was so small that the paint was not really able to come out, and that's why I was having weird spittering problems, and the tip dry was sealing up, was because just basically the particles of the paint were just being blocked by the size of the hole. But yeah, that's all I can say, and I'm pretty happy with the way how this dread turned out. I think I still have to work on a little bit of the spray control, but I can see like one part here when I was doing the inside of the shoulder. See those two dark patches? What happened there is that the spray overflowed over on to here and then dried and set, so I got two dark spots there. I could probably sand it down, but I'll wait and see what Ed plans on doing it. Maybe he might be painting one of the shoulders or something with some black, because I'm sure it's going to have a black and purple base coat to it first, and then whatever else he does to the rest of the model. But that's it. Thanks for watching.